So this is how my project is sitting right now. The Cherokee that I had on my channel is, it's dead. Long story, I think the whole electrical system in the engine got fried, and I just gave up. That and the looming just rusted out floors that I didn't want to have to deal with fixing. I just kind of decided, you know what, I'm not attached to the Jeep, I'm attached to all the money I put into the Jeep. So I sat down and I made a list of everything that I can take off of this and put over on the Comanche. And I mean, it's probably 3/4 of the money that I have into the vehicle, into the Cherokee, will swap over the Comanche. I mean, everything up front is just direct bolt in. Rear stuff is pretty easily put in. So that way I can downsize, you know, have one less vehicle to maintain, and keep most of the value off of this to put onto that. And then anything else that I don't need, I'm parting out. You know, I parted out the affordable off-road storage window I had in here yesterday, the seats. I took my stereo and speakers out. I took the door locks because I don't have the actual key for the doors on the Comanche, so I'm going to swap the door locks out of this that I have the key for, put them in there, so I'll be able to lock my doors, and then I'll just have a separate ignition key. I have the ignition key, obviously, because the column's out of a different vehicle, but so yeah, I kept a bunch of my stereo, my speakers, a bunch of different dash things. I sold the instrument cluster out of this yesterday to a local guy. I sold the shackle relocation brackets and my shackles. I sold the tail lights, the covers, the rear Smitty built bumper. I've got the same guy that was here yesterday that got the seats and the instrument cluster. Oh, he bought the old bed liner that came out of the Comanche. Because when I got the canopy, I got an actual Mopar bed liner that says Comanche on it, and I got rid of the aftermarket, like off-brand bed liner. There's nothing wrong with it. I just like this one because it said Comanche. So yeah, he drove about 30 minutes or so, and he grabbed the bed liner out of there because he had a long bed also, and seats and stuff. But either way, that same guy's coming back for the leaf springs, and I think some of the stuff off the engine too he's interested in because he's building something for his daughter. Funny story, the guy had a really clean white MJ 4-wheel drive Pioneer for Dana 44. It's got the metric ton package, and he backs in and he closes the tailgate, and I'm like, wait a second, this looks familiar. And I start scrolling through my phone. Back a year ago, almost to the day, it was April 20th of last year, I was in the town down south that he's in, having lunch after I took my kid to the dentist. And I remember looking out, going through an intersection, I saw this awesome white MJ cruising through this intersection. I pull my phone out and I take a picture of it. And it's that dude. I recognized it. I scroll through and I find the picture. I'm like, oh, what's up, dude? I took a picture of you a year ago. So, small world. So yeah, this is going to be getting all sorts of stuff. So basically, the rear axle is going to go in there. And this is the Chrysler 8 1/4 that I did the Liberty disc brake swap on. It doesn't have an ARB in there. I just got the cover for cheap for protection off-road. It's got 456 gears and a Yukon posi traction setup in it that worked awesome in this Cherokee. I love it. So that's going to go in there. I'm going to get rid of the Dana 35. I'll get rid of the 410s that are in there, go up to 456s, and get the posi traction. So even though that's a 2-wheel drive, it'll have a lot more capability, plus the winch. And I'm not really going to wheel that thing. I'm going to go explore up in the mountains maybe, but I'm not going to wheel it, so I'm not worried about 4-wheel drive so much. And then out of the front, it's a mess because I've been tearing everything apart. Out of the front, I've got, everything up front is identical. So the Iron Rock long arms 3-link is going to go in there. My Bilstein 5100s, brand new 6.5-inch Iron Rock coil springs. The Dana 30 up front, I'm going to put it in there. I just won't have a driveline attached to it till I finish the 4x4 conversion. But this has 456s obviously in it, and a Spartan helical LSD. I've got the Ironman 4x4 Fab, like $400 track bar with the support brace the MORE, steering box brace, redhead steering box, you know, 1-ton steering. So all of that is just going to be basically a direct bolt-in to the Comanche, which will be nice. I got rid of the 35s that were on the Cherokee, sold them, and I got a set of used, but with the nubby still on the tires, brand new 33 Falcon Wild Peak AT3s on some Ultra wheels. I have a matching spare wheel. The tire is different, but it's also a brand new 33-inch tire that's never been on the road, and that'll fit up under the bed great. So, yeah, basically everything up front just bolts right in. I'm probably going to do that first just so I have less shit in my carport that's already a cluster right now, tripping over. And then I'm going to flip it around and get this axle put in, because this doesn't just bolt right in. The axle itself will work, but the leaf spring perches are, I might be backwards on this, but I think they're narrower where they're welded onto the axle. And on the Cherokees, I think the MJ, I have to move it out a little bit and re-weld it, or maybe it's in. I have a picture of exactly the measurements and what I need to do. I don't recall, but it's one of those. And that's it. I mean, basically just zip that off, weld it into the new location, and the fact that I'd be going spring over on this axle instead of spring under like the MJ has, I'm gaining a lift equal to, you know, the thickness of the axle tube plus the leaf perch. So it's like, I don't know, 5.5 inches or something. Plus I've got like 3/4 inch shackles in the back of that. So it'll be about 6 inches total. And then also the fact that I've got the airbags in there, that'll ensure that I'm able to keep the, you know, the back from squatting under a load. And basically whatever it ends up amounting to, I'm thinking just the 6.5 inch springs might be enough, but if I need to have my like 3/4 inch pucks that are sitting in that on top of these to kind of level it out with the weight of the bumper and everything, you know, basically I'm going to have like a 6 to 6.5 inch lift when I'm done with brand new tires, full-size spare, half of a 4-wheel drive swap. I sold the slip yoke eliminator transfer case out of this, but I have the original transfer case out of this is in my garage, and it works totally fine. So I have a 231J transfer case already. I'll have the front axle in there. I pretty much just need a 4x4 transmission, and I guess I more or less would have a complete 4x4. Because unfortunately the AW4 tranny in this, which works perfectly fine, does not connect to the 2.5. So I'm going to have to source like a AX5 or AX15 or whatever. I'm not in a hurry to 4x4 swap it. You know, if I'm going to figure out kind of what I need, make a list, and, you know, when I come across it, I come across it. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not wheeling this thing. I'm not going out in the snow and everything. If anything, it'll be kind of overlandy, just kind of going up in the mountains, just exploring stuff. I'm not going to go wheeling. I don't take it up in the snow to get our Christmas tree. You know, I've got our lifted expedition, our family rig for that, sitting on 35s, and, you know, I got a hidden winch, 12,000 pound winch back there on this beast. Pretty sweet. Ow. So yeah, I guess the whole idea is one less car to maintain, one less car to have insurance on. I've got my old Celica that I've had for, tomorrow will actually be 20 years I've had this vehicle, and I've just kind of been neglecting it. I take care of it mechanically, but it needs some stuff that I just haven't had the time or money to do. So, like paint work, I mean, the clear coat's just gone to hell. But hopefully, just having one less rig, I can put a little bit more love into this, and I'll get another Cherokee down the road. So, I've already taken the bumper and the winch off the Cherokee, put it on here, took the roof rack. I don't know what purpose it serves whatsoever, but I like it, and it adds character, so, you know, I'll run with it. I swear, like the third day that the Cherokee was dead and I decided I was done with it, the wipers on this took a crap, so I was able to, actually both of these arms broke, so I robbed them immediately out of the Cherokee. I took the steering wheel out of the Cherokee because it had the nice 3-spoke brushed like steel, way cooler than just the plastic that was on it. I made my intermittent wipers actually work now. This didn't have intermittent, but I took the module out of the Cherokee, plugged it in, and if you guys don't know, actually on these, if you don't have intermittent, obviously you have to have a switch that's intermittent, but down here, if you don't have intermittent, this relay box won't exist. This plug and that plug will actually just connect together. So a good way to test if your intermittent box is actually dead is you just remove it, plug this into that, and if your problem's fixed, then you know you have a problem with this. But if you want to add intermittent, you just get one of these intermittent boxes out of any XJ or MJ and separate these two plugs and put this in the middle of it, and boom, there you go. And I actually ended up having a second intermittent box too, so now I've got a backup for that too. Like I said, I'm going to have locking doors that work. I'm probably going to steal the window regulator out of the Cherokee, because this one over here, if I roll it down anywhere beyond about where my finger is, right about where that fence is, the window will fall off the track and you have to pull it back up. But yeah, it's I'm on vacation right now, and my goal is to have this thing drug out of my driveway in the next like 5 days basically. So pretty much today I'm gonna pull all the front suspension out. I had to go spend 80 bucks on a set of jacks because the little small ones aren't tall enough to reach up like these. I needed to get 2 more of the long ones. So today I'm going to get all the front suspension out, and I think I'm going to start pulling some random stuff off the engine, because I replaced every single engine sensor on this trying to diagnose it. 2 different distributors, so there's like a brand new $100 and some distributor in there, and I'm going to yank all that out. I pulled the gas tank out with a brand new fuel pump on it. Try to get a few $100 back out of all the stuff I've put into this. So I'll keep you guys posted on the progress, but it's coming along. It's been a journey.